High blood pressure is turning into an epidemic across North America and throughout the first world. If you look at American statistics, almost 50% of Americans are dealing with high blood pressure in one way or another, blood pressure readings over the 140 range. And if you take a look at what's transpiring with regard to this year over year, decade over decade, these increases in blood pressure can be linked to a whole series of completely different input issues, including the stress of first world life and, along with it, the poor diet of first world life. But one of the primary things that you can do to battle back against high blood pressure is one of the simplest things that you could ever possibly imagine. Just stick with me for a couple of minutes because we're going to go over how you deal with high blood pressure and how you deal with it without having to be tied to a medication that's going to have long-term effects that are going to affect your mobility, your ability to be able to process food properly, and has side effects associated with it that range from swelling ankles and calcium blockers to issues with regard to fatigue. We want to make sure that we're doing everything within our natural control to deal with high blood pressure and pushing really hard in the nicest way possible back on your medical practitioners, your doctors, and the people that are prescribing high blood pressure medication without looking deeper into your life about where you are on some really basic things. Listen, this is I Drink Living Water, and so we have a tendency to fall back on water constantly when it comes to answers for medical problems. And the facts are that the vast majority of issues that people in North America and around the first world are facing stem from improper hydration, meaning they're not hydrated enough, or secondly, meaning that the water that they're intaking has had either all of the purities taken out of it that are imperative for our health, whole sodiums, magnesiums, all of the different kinds of trace minerals that help our body to work correctly, okay? Those things are either being filtered out, or in some cases, people are relying upon bottled water that have got improper trace minerals, even a lot of things that are purported to be mineral waters that don't actually have real whole sodium mineral balances inside of them. Think about it like this. If one of the major problems with regard to spiking high blood pressure doesn't come necessarily from whole salt, but from table salt, which is a completely different thing, versus a whole salt that'll have 84 to 92 different forms of trace minerals in it, a number of those trace minerals, electrolytes that are going to really assist you with regard to properly getting that hydration into your body and thinning blood, dealing with cellular constriction, and helping you to lower your blood pressure naturally. That's one place to start. But we have to make sure that the water that you're drinking is not loaded with forever chemicals, micro and nanoplastics, and that's one of the things that we really focus on at I Drink Living Water. Listen, we spent years taking a look at fallacies associated with quote-unquote clean water, the problems with reverse osmosis systems that would take me a half hour to go into, the problems with poly-based filtration systems, meaning that filtration in most of the water filter systems that people are relying on come from plastics, and those plastics can't deal with the chlorines that are in the vast majority of the water supply in North America and around the world. Listen, just like taking a pill and hoping your high blood pressure is going to go away, putting a filter into your house and hoping that you're drinking good water is not really a viable solution. We've got to take a look at root causes. And I know sometimes it feels like root causes are confusing, but that's why we've spent the last couple of years doing what we do so that you can do what you do. We want to be able to spend time with you, to be able to go over the alternatives and explain to you how using an I Drink Living Water system, a kit that's going to help you to distill water and remove 99.9% of the impurities, but also the lifestyle adjustments associated with having that dead water and being able to bring it back to life by properly mineralizing it, properly storing it in things that have nothing to do with plastic. Listen guys, you know all of the issues that are going on in your own community, across the country, globally, and certainly in the oceans, lakes, and rivers of the world related to plastic. And it's really time to start saying no. This is one area of your life where that is 100% possible. So listen, proper hydration is going to help you to deal with high blood pressure issues. Also, breathing in and out and remembering that there is a larger force at play than in your control that is benevolent, cares about you, loves you, and wants to spend time in meditation and prayer with you so that you can lay the problems of the world upon a bigger set of shoulders that you can count on guiding and directing you. Listen, we all understand that there's something more than us in the beauty and amazement of this universe. But taking the stresses of our daily life and bringing them into some sort of meditative balance so that we can have times and moments, Shabbats, Sabbath moments, where we're coming into a place of rest and relying upon something bigger than us to guide us through the storms of life, to guide our families, our children, our children's children, our parents through the storms of life. Because if you take a look at dehydration along with the pressures of the world, those are kind of number one and number two things that are affecting blood pressure in an amazingly difficult way right now. But the third thing is really diet. Think about the number of people that are relying upon things like table salt. We've already covered how sodium chloride is not really a good answer for sprinkling on your food. Great for keeping pests out of your house, not really good on your food. That's why we created the Ancient Mind Trace Mineral Blend, not because it just makes an incredible glass of water, but also because you can use it for more things. And by the way, I'm just gonna get on my plastic horse for a couple of seconds because I see people on social media constantly helping people with great information about Baja salt or different kinds of sea salts or pink Himalayan sea salt, and then selling it to them in plastic bags. Well, one of the major problems that the country, that the world is facing right now in health is the transfer of micro and nanoplastics, not just into the environment, but into people's bodies. So if you're reaching out for these things like we did at I Drink Living Water, make sure that you're getting them from a supplier that doesn't use plastic. Also, one thing you want to do is back out of foods that are overly processed. They've got tons of things in them that are pushing really, really hard on your high blood pressure issues, including those unhealthy sodium markers, okay? You want to stay away from fast food as much as possible. And guys, I love an In-N-Out burger as much as the next guy does, but I think those things have got to be reserved for really special and monumentous occasions where we go out, stand in line, put on the hat, get a burger. But if that's happening like 5, 6, 7, 10 times a week, it's really going to affect your health. What we want to do is when we're snacky, instead of reaching for things that are processed, we want to reach for avocados, we want to reach for bananas, we want to reach for walnuts, pistachios, nuts, legumes, green leafy vegetables. Those are the things that are going to help you to push back on high blood pressure. And listen, just in conclusion, I know it's a quick fix world, but what we want to do when we're talking to our doctors and confirming these things that I'm saying to you right now, because confirmation in your own research and with your practitioner, you have to push on your practitioner more so that they can help you to have a holistic view of your life. Don't just take high blood pressure medication when you're not consuming enough water to not have high blood pressure. If you're hydrating yourself quickly, about 50% of your body weight in ounces every day, then that would make an incredible difference almost instantaneously in your blood pressure. And then some of the other things that we've talked about. One thing that's a little known, but an incredible way to reduce cellular tension and to eliminate huge swings in high blood pressure is to take cayenne pepper. Capsaicin is an incredible and natural way to deal with high blood pressure. Garlic is an incredible way to deal with high blood pressure. And so are things like hibiscus tea. And we've already talked about bananas and avocados and all the rest of the natural things. Everything that you can do to source them organically and make the lifestyle shift. Because this is the problem. If you rely upon the medication, those medications are going to have side effects associated with them. And these are the things that we have to start talking to our healthcare practitioners about. Do I want to take an elevated blood pressure situation, not make adjustments in the way that I live, eat, work, breathe, pray, meditate, and then take a pill that's going to create a whole series of issues, including vertigo, dizziness, diarrhea, sleeplessness, insomnia-based issues, swelling, water retention, all of these things that when they start to happen and you go back to your doctor and say, I can't sleep, I've got swelling ankles, my joints are sore, I'm having issues with regard to a variety of things in my health. Do you know what they're going to do? They're going to write you a new prescription. And after 1 year on that one simple medication, you're going to have 2, 3, 4 supplementary medications that all have side effects of their own. Guys, it's time for root cause analysis. We want to get to the root cause, just like we have with water. And that's why we created the I Drink Living Water Kit. It's simple. It's easy. It requires one lifestyle change. It gets you completely out of plastic. It helps you to get into a situation where you have a return on investment, meaning that by operating the system over a period of 3 to 6 months, depending on how many people there are in your household, the system will have completely paid itself off versus you going out and buying water in plastic bottles. Guys, it's just got to stop. It's not healthy. It's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for your pocketbook. It's not healthy for the planet, okay? So listen, there's a link below if you want to get more information, if you want a consultation, if you want to make water your business, just hit the link below. It's going to give you an opportunity to purchase an I Drink Living Water Kit, or it will give you an opportunity to contact us directly so we can talk about you, your family, your business, your long-term goals. Because we're trying to help people to take control over their lives, over water, and to make a difference when it comes not just to their own personal health, but the life of their families, the environment, and the economy, okay? Make water your business. WaterX, I Drink Living Water, they're all names that are becoming synonymous with one another so that we can have a brighter future and take charge of these things. Thanks for listening. Like, link, and subscribe, and join in with us in the water revolution. We like to say, thirst for freedom. We want to be free of all these things that are holding us down.